This is a rare occasion when I'm actually at a marina. This is the old Port Marina in Newport, Rhode Island. And they've been really great to me. They actually gave me a mooring for free when this big blow was going through, and it was saying it was going to be like 50 knots or more, which for those of you who don't know what the conversion factor is, it's 1.8 for a kilometer, 1.2 for a statute mile, so over 100 kilometers per hour. So you don't want to be at anchor with something like that. So having the peace of mind of the fact that they stuffed me into a tiny little cove, which all the right direction, wind direction protection, meant that it was like a completely non-stressful event. It was quite amazing. So now they brought me in here because they have a diesel mechanic, and so of course I paid them some money to take a look at my engine, which I've been having difficulty with. And just like I thought, there's somehow water's getting into the fuel, and looks like I might have it resolved. But the outcome of that, having a mechanic that knows the Yanmars really well, is that they can tell that the engine's actually in really good shape, that it's healthy. Just that I've got an issue I need to figure out, and I may have figured it out. So hopefully things will get a bit better from here. So this is the old Port Marina office, as you can see, old Port Marina, downtown Newport, where I came from. And it should have been nice that even let me stay here at the dock for a couple of nights without charging me anything, which is really good at that. But the truth is, no one is out here this time of year. So everything's closed. So even when it comes to getting water or diesel, it adds a huge factor of inconvenience. So it's kind of like I have to sort of learn to live as if I'm on the street, and or even dig into my backpacking days of 30 years ago to come up with bags of tricks for how to accomplish things. But this is a good staging place for me because Newport, you can get out into the ocean relatively quickly. And there's Ariose looking all ready to go. Got fuel jugs full, and yeah, I think hopefully this next phase I'm going to be able to get somewhere, start to get into different climate. Okay. Okay, so here we are down in the cockpit locker on the port side. This is a Raycor primary fuel filter, and I was looking for why my engine's having so much trouble the last while. It finally won't start at all now, and I think I've solved, this is going to be one of the problems that I've solved, and that is that you can't see it. Once I get that off of there, it looks really gungy, and there's a bit of white in there. That usually means there's water in the fuel. So hopefully that doesn't mean that all the fuel in my tank is contaminated, but it could mean that. So I'll deal with that if I need to. So there you go. That's not what you want to see inside your filter. There is all kinds of crap in this diesel. Oh, it's just coated. I've never seen anything like that before. Never. But I think at the end of the season, if you're getting the dregs of people's tanks, maybe, you know, it's not being cycled through. That's definitely the issue with the engine. to me. Happy birthday to me. I'm sailing on my birthday. Happy birthday to me. So going from Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island to potentially Block Island. But if it's nice and I can continue on, I might try to make it all the way to Montauk, New York, which is kind of a nice staging point to continue on from there. So yeah, I've got a nice little weather window here, but it's just kind of a little too close to zero for my liking. But because of the wind direction, I only get hit when the boat turns across the wind. Hopefully the seas will still stay pretty nice. They're supposed to, but they never really listen to the forecasts, it seems. Walked to the grocery store in about 7 minutes from the dinghy, and I said, so where's the closest beach? And he said, well, just go out the door, turn right, and walk for about 3 minutes and you'll come to the beach. So if you get far, the whole place is a beach. Actually, this is the upper ocean side too, and it actually doesn't look that bad. And this over here is what they call the old harbor, fully protected harbor. I'm going to go check it out. haven't done. I'm in Block Island, Rhode Island, and I haven't done any of my biology stuff, which is that I love trees and plants and animals, and I used to do environmental. Well, I guess I can still do environmental assessments, but I just found a big grove of Osage orange trees. It's not actually an orange. These are the size of the palm of my hand. But I know the in Ontario, Canada, the Osage Indians traded with the local indigenous people, and because the wood is super hard, and they don't grow nearly this size, of course, in Ontario. This is a good 40 centimeters, maybe 35, 15-20 inches, and I think they used to make arrows and bows out of them, so that's just really cool. I just have to do a geek out on plants. I should do more of that because it's sort of my area of interest and expertise. Well, it's time to head back to Ariose. This morning when I got up, I had taken a mooring on the very other side of this bay, which is about a mile across. And I realized I didn't put Ariose in a good position for the 15 plus knots of wind we're supposed to get tomorrow. Oh, it's a Sunday. Yeah, on Monday, starting tonight. So I had to move to another mooring. So she's out in the bay now on the correct side for the winds that are predicted. Otherwise, I don't think I want to find out what it's like to be on a boat, even at a mooring, because you get some pretty big waves stacking up, and it would hobby horse in the waves, and that can actually create chafing on the lines, and what can cause you to have your boat go flying towards the local beach. And I've already found out what that feels like a couple times already, so I'm being extra conservative with my ropes, etc. Actually really glad that the wind shifted, because the waves that were coming in here were just the right size to get me a bit soaked on the way to the boat. So that's kind of nice. Now they're just small ones are kind of petering out from the other wind direction. So this is one of the big marinas, and this is what it looks like in December when there's no boaters around. There's quite a few marinas here too, like 5 or 6, or maybe there's just 4, but the other ones are just immense, huge luxury, like corporate owned places that you wouldn't find a person like me at, even if I won the lottery. Yeah, everything's put away. Those green and orange balls over there are mooring balls, so they take them all out and mark the actual moorings themselves with small markers, just to protect them from the some of the really strong winds and storms that come in over the winter. And the further south we get into these pylons, I guess you call them, and they kind of worries me about soloing. I can solo into a dock and I can solo into some other types, but these ones are a bit more difficult to not smash your boat on, at least for this solo sailor. So there's Ariose out there, sitting pretty. Head outside and see what we got out here during the big storm. I want to go check on the ropes to make sure there's no chafing happening. If there is, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. There's no way you're going to move anything. It's actually not too bad right now. That's some pretty major gusts. Moving the boat sideways, so look how we're sailing. What's up there? I'm only a couple hundred feet from shore, yet the waves are actually building. Okay, let's see if I got any problems here. No, not at all. I left those secondary ropes a little bit loose so that they wouldn't chafe against the main line down there, and it looks like that's just fine. Everything looks hunky-dory. I thought if that main line gave away, I'd have two smaller lines to take the load. Well, we'll go back inside. Have a chance getting a wash. Okay, here we go. We're going out the channel finally from Block Island, Rhode Island. It's so narrow, it's kind of scary. And the wind was coming right in, so I was kind of worried about breakers, but things seemed to have subsided, and I had time to have breakfast, etc. So, take care of a few things. So I'm doing it. Yeah, no, it looks perfect out there now. For some reason I have a little bit of anxiety over sandy inlets, shifting inlets from previous mishaps, but I think this will be fine. 19 feet below the keel. Yeah, Block Island is quite a beautiful place. I can see why people want to live here year-round. You got to kind of like the social life, because I don't think there's a lot of room left on this island once there's hundreds of boats in here. Probably thousands of tourists at any particular day. lovely starboard tack. Getting a little bit of help from the Genoa now. I'll tighten it up a bit. Oh my goodness. It's shocking to see actually how nice it is out here. I know the waves are going to get unmanageable at some point, but it's an absolutely gorgeous day and it's the middle of December. This doesn't sound like a smart idea, but if you wait for the right weather windows, it seems like it could potentially appear. Slowly, but that's what happens when you're against the wind and actually a bit of current, some wind, and also the waves. Almost looks like we're standing still. That's the danger in these places, is that, you know, I can always turn around and head back in, but as long as I make it past this last bell buoy, in the clear. And you've got beautiful, absolutely beautiful downwind sailing going to be happening. So, nice, although again when it makes the wind, the cold wind is coming up behind me. I'm not going to get as much protection from it, but that's the way it goes. Well, I think we can actually do a little bit of a turn into using the winds, let out the Genoa a little bit. The speed just picked up 5 knots, just like that. Like 2. And there goes the kitchen. And it's time to shut off the motor and feel the wind. Feel that peacefulness. Gorgeous. Oh, an absolutely gorgeous afternoon. I'm between Rock Island and I can see also the eastern end of, or northern end, I guess, of tip of Long Island, New York. We're sailing basically down the waves, with the waves, and the winds are cooperating too. Right now they're sort of off the stern, and as soon as we turn a bit more to the west southwest, and we're sort of following the coastline a bit more, it's going to be a lovely broad reach, beam reach, sorry, and that just makes for pretty comfortable sailing. The waves will kind of be slicing through them. It won't be rolling around quite so much, and yeah, the only thing is it's pretty darn cold. So the fact that I can sit here is only because whenever we come out of the wind a bit, I get some sun. And actually it is getting kind of chilly. But we're moving nicely and hoping to head all the way to the Chesapeake. Not the Sandy Hook where the shootings took place, but there's a sandy cave promontory that sticks out the end of New York Harbor that gives a lot of protection. It's a nice spot to hide away from the ocean. So I thought I'd just put some thought into explaining what is going on with me now. This whole trip has been about figuring out how to... So these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts as I head to Sandy Hook, and the job isn't done by any means. I'm not going to get there until after dark, I think, so I'll have to drop anchor again. This time I'll be in shallow water, more protected, hopefully. And there's a nice channel going in there. It's New York City, so it's well lit and well. You just have to follow the lights.
When you step back from a line of fire, hold everything back, all emotions stand aside. Convince yourself to be someone else. Back from the world, you're the confidence. What you choose to believe in, it takes your rise to the bone. It takes your rise to your phone. With no one else around you, no one to understand you, no one to hear your calls. Look through all your dark corners when you're backed up against the wall. Back from a line of fire. Stepping back from a line of fire. Stepping back from a line of fire. Back from a line of fire.